gun you so we can hear their vows? You're okay with that?
DJ said that might pick up the vows.
Oh, right on. Okay. So that would be Dylan will talk to you about that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. I'll use the microphone there.
Excuse me, everybody. We're gonna get the ceremony started. So if everybody would want to come up and grab a seat, shouldn't be too long. Shouldn't have you out in the sweltering sun. I hope.
I could put this back here and it'd be out of the way for a photograph.
That's totally fine. Yeah, exactly.
You may be seated, and as you do, please check your phones to make sure that they're silenced and put away for the ceremony. For those of you who don't know me on Paul's side of the family, I am Jaryd Ingberg. I'm Larsen's older brother. And for those of you who don't know me on Larsen's side of the family, yeah, I know, I never call, I'm sorry. Like all of you, I am incredibly excited to be here to celebrate my little sister Larsen and her, the love of her life, Paul, on the day of their marriage. It's been a long time coming, and it's a moment that is so joyful for both families, both of these people, and everyone here. When I first heard that Larsen and Paul were going to be married, kind of felt like it was about time. They were perfect for each other for a long time. They met during their senior year of college, and we saw that love grow over the course of that final year of school and the 5 years since, where they've lived in Charlotte together, and for the past 2 years. Happy that all of you could be here with them in Belgrade to celebrate today. Happy for those of us that can be here in person, happy for those watching online across the world, and happy to carry in our memories those who could not be here. Like I said, I was excited that this day was finally here, because these two have been moving swiftly towards this moment for a long time. When they met, for those who don't know, they were studying abroad in New South Wales, Australia. And to be fully honest, when I heard my sister was going off to Australia to study abroad, a part of me really hoped that she would find love out abroad. Because how cool would that be, to have an Australian brother-in-law, right? Go visit down under, shrimp on the barbie, Foster's, crikey, Steve Irwin themed wedding. But honestly, this is probably for the best. The fact that these two were able to find something a little closer to home, so that unlike Stone and Wood, their favorite beer in Australia, when they got back to the States, they knew that their love was not going to be something that was hard to find. And they were able to stay together, move in together, and as I've said, move towards this moment together, year over year, day over day, until finally we reach this moment. On the day Larsen was born, we'll get sappy for a second, not too sappy, but on the day Larsen was born, my mother called 4-year-old me and said, "Congratulations, you now have an amazing baby sister." And being the little brat that I was, my response was, "I thought I asked for a brother," and hung up. Well, 27 years later, I'm getting a brother in Paul. And it's hard to ask for a better one. Because here's the thing. If I'd gotten a brother back in 1994, it would have been a gamble. Let's be frank. I got very, very lucky to have the greatest sibling in the world in Larsen. And you usually don't get that lucky that often. So when I learned that Paul would be joining our family and the Ingbergs and the Shimchaks would be united, I had a rare opportunity, right? 27 years later, I get a chance to vet the guy who's going to become my brother. You usually don't get that. When someone's born into your family or adopted into your family, you don't know if they're going to be cool. So the ultimate question is, Paul, check all the boxes. Well, let's talk about it. Larsen and I have been extremely privileged to have been born into a family of some of the most caring, loving, and respectful people that you'll ever meet. Our parents, their parents, and the people closest to us taught us that the most important thing is to love and look after one another, no matter what. Before I even had a chance to meet Paul, there was a conversation I had with my dad that stood out to me, where he pointedly stated that one of the reasons that he liked Paul so much was because how much Paul respected Larsen, saw her as an equal, and loved every aspect of who she was. And as I've spent more and more time with Paul, I've seen the exact same. So, box checked. The people in my family, and Larsen especially, are flexible, passionate, and quietly confident. Whether it's a cross-country move or a job change, Larsen knows that she can make a new situation work in her favor and isn't afraid to take the lead. Paul's no different, having made plenty of changes in his own life and used his own charisma and confidence to land on his feet with each new adventure that he finds for himself. By the way, all of these accolades extend to Paul's family as well. His generous parents hosting us here today and his incredibly smart and talented sisters are a testament to the fact that Paul's no outlier in his family. We are as lucky to add Paul to our family as the Shimshaks are to add Larsen to theirs. Larsen is smart and creative and adaptive, traits that she gets from our mother. She's funny. Why'd you make me say all these nice things about you? They're true, by the way. Larsen's funny and compassionate and wise like our father. Basically, she took the good traits in the gene pool, left me with psoriasis and an avocado allergy. But everything good and wholesome in my sister is mirrored and amplified by Paul, and vice versa. Together, their love brings out the best in one another. They're a true power couple that can only happen when two people who are incredible as individuals fall in love and create an unbelievable family. As an aside, yesterday during the rehearsal, we were walking back into the house, and I heard the groomsmen and bridesmaids saying, "It feels like we're all getting married." And that's a real testament to the two of you. That's something that really shows that the love you have for each other not only has brought you two together, but has brought so many people together. So box check. Paul, things are looking pretty good so far. A couple other boxes I want to check. Let me see here. It helps if you're a football fan, preferably Titans and Steelers, but I've been here when the Packers were fighting for a playoff spot, and so pretty confident I can check that box for you. Taste in music, check. You introduced my sister to actual good music, which is a feat her father and I failed at for years. And Larsen, you can't argue that. I've seen the CDs that you had in the Impala in high school. In short, Paul meets all the criteria for someone that I would choose to join the family. He's the brother that I always wished I had, sometimes instead of Larsen. But even if he wasn't, you know what? It wouldn't matter. Because Larsen and Paul love each other in a way that is self-evident and undeniable. And I trust my baby sister. Even if Paul were a Ravens fan or listened exclusively to Nickelback, I'd be happy to call him family. But like with my little sister, I got incredibly lucky. And these two got incredibly lucky to have found each other. Larsen, Paul will always look at you with wonder, starstruck by his love for you, and committed to being the partner that you need and deserve. Paul, Larsen will never lose that fuzzy feeling in her heart she gets when she's with you. And she'll move heaven and earth to protect what you have. Today, we are very lucky to be joining Larsen and Paul in marriage, so that the love that they have can grow between them as they move into their lives as a family. They're excited to share this moment with all of you, their treasured family and friends. At this time, I'd like to invite one of those treasured friends, Megan Flanagan, to read from Scripture.
If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, that when completeness comes, and what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, that we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
With that spirit of love shared between us now, we now take a moment for Larsen and Paul to share that spirit between each other. The personal vows that they've prepared for each other are a testament to who they are as people, how their love for each other has grown, and how they vow to live together as husband and wife. Paul.
Larsen, from the moment I first saw you, I knew there was something special about you. It was easy to recognize the way you carry yourself with confidence, grace, and compassion for everyone around you. Over the past few years, we have built a relationship that will undoubtedly withstand the test of time. We have learned to love and support each other through good times and bad. We have learned to be patient with each other, appreciate our differences, and celebrate life together day after day. We have laughed together to the point of tears and cried together when we needed each other the most. We have always been there to support me in all of my dreams and aspirations, and I promise to do the same for you. I vow to continue listening to you and learning from you throughout our future together. I vow to cherish our differences as much as our commonalities. I vow to be patient with you, respect you, and challenge you to pursue your wildest dreams. I vow to be faithful to you, honest with you, and be the best husband I can possibly be. I am so beyond lucky to be able to call you my wife and start this next chapter of our lives together. I'm so proud of you and so grateful to be standing here with you today in front of our loved ones to make this commitment to each other. I love you forever, and you will always be my best friend for as long as we both shall live.
Well, something I had to learn growing up was that life isn't all rainbows and butterflies. I really thought it would be. By the time I got to high school, I'd begun to see what the world was really like, and all I wanted from it was love. I found it quickly and I held on to it dearly, but I got my heart broken. I continued to let my heart break for the wrong people for years. I would always wonder, I would always wonder to myself, when will I find someone who doesn't leave me want anymore? I had never felt true fulfillment in my relationship. And when I finally got single and content, I met you. I pushed you away for a little bit because I was scared to be heartbroken again. You quickly showed me how loyal, consistent, and kind you are. I love how kind you are to strangers. I always found myself coming into Kevin and Avery's room, asking, "Where's Paul?" You intrigued me so much. You see life differently and you ask such good questions. You showed me love in a new way, in an unconditional, I'll really never leave you kind of way. Over the years, you've taught me so much about communication, compromise, and how to choose each other every day. I found what I was looking for: loyalty, open communication, and absolute unconditional love. I know you'll never leave me, and I'll never leave you. I vow every day to prioritize our marriage, listen to you, and encourage you. I vow to always tell you what's wrong, even if it's after the 40th time you've asked, to compromise, to apologize, to make you laugh, and to choose love every time. When I look at you, I see a life of adventure. I see a life of joy, laughter, and new experiences. I see an army filled with dogs and kids, and I see freedom. I feel free out here in this place with you. I'm so excited to build our life out here together. Thank you for pushing me to try new things and for supporting me all the way through. Thank you for comforting me in times of stress, for always saying sorry, and for always, always being there. I have no doubts that after what we've been through together, we can take on this life just fine. There's no one I'd rather have as my co-pilot, teammate, and best friend. You're the best. You're the one I prayed for, and I wondered where in the world you were. Like I said, 10 days into our relationship, I love you.
You too. With these vows to one another so beautifully put, we're at the point where there's just one question left to ask. And that's, do you, Paul Thomas Shimshak, on this day before family and friends, take Emma Larsen Engberg to be your lawfully wedded wife, having to hold good times with bad, it's sickness and health, faithfully and singularly, And do you vow to love and cherish her as long as you live shall live?
I do.
All right, you want to just, all that stuff I just said? Do you, Emma Larsen Engberg, on this day, before family and friends, take Paul Thomas Shimshak, to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, good times and bad, sickness and health, faithfully and singularly, and do you vow to love and cherish him as long as both shall live? With this consent to be married, you have promised yourselves to each other and stated your commitment to be wed at last on this day. Everything that has made you the loving couple that you are in this moment will continue to fuel your love and marriage. The commitment you've just made to each other, I hope to be the easiest commitment you will ever have to fulfill. Symbolically, the covenant of marriage is represented by the rings that we'll now exchange. Paul, please place Larsen's ring on the tip of her finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a sign of my love and commitment.
As a sign of my love and commitment.
To live with you in marriage.
To live with you in marriage.
From this day evermore.
From this day evermore.
Larsen, will you do the same with Paul's ring on his finger and repeat after me? I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love and commitment.
as a sign of my love and commitment.
To live with you in marriage.
To live with you in marriage.
From this day ever. From this day.